Hey guys, so after my last message about what I could do as a teenage boy to bulk up or to lift over the summer to get bigger, I had several dads come up and say, I'm dealing with that exact same thing. What do I do? So I'm trying to remember some of the comments they had in the conversations we went through in text and so forth, but here's probably the biggest thing that came out. It was, what lifts should they be doing? And so any great answer really should start with, well, it depends. So what's your situation? Where are you coming from? So the answers I am going to give you are with the mindset or the framework of, I'm a, let's say, 15-year-old boy who is 5'5" and 100 pounds. So small, I'm in puberty, but I'm not really like shooting yet. And so you're a high schooler and you're like, man, I'm just smaller than everybody else, right? The other piece I'm going to give you is they're a typical teenage boy where they're not going to do it unless their friends are doing it. And they're probably not dedicated enough to spend that much time. So their time is limited and when they're going to go is limited, right? So with that, one, you got to make it social. So they got to have friends that are going to do it with them, or really they're not going to lift, right? So, hey Jay, hey Justin. Justin, how's the YouTube channel? You have a YouTube channel? I don't know. I think you did. But so they're not going to lift without their friends. So help them find friends to go lift with. A great place to do that is to say, hey guys, let's just go lift at school, right? Or buy some gear, put it in your basement, and let them lift together. The thing you're going to miss is you're not going to have a coach, and lifting properly makes a difference. I mean, ask anybody who plays a sport. If when you run, you do this thing where you run like this, I can immediately make you faster. Just change your form. So I can make you stronger just fixing your form and technique. It happens all the time. Hey, Dee. But so form and technique, that's what we do, coaching, mentoring, accountability, right? But you need to have it social. They need to have fun with it. The other thing is there's only a certain amount of time they're going to lift. So the question was, what lifts should they be doing? I would avoid calf raises and wrist curls to get your forearm big, because that's more like body sculpting or body building than it is bulking up and getting bigger because you want to spur on puberty, you want to increase testosterone, right? So the lifts you should be, if you could only do one lift and they're not going to really listen and do anything else and spend that much time in the gym, do back squats. I have a buddy of mine, lots of stories on this, but the one that comes to mind is Jordan Ganka, who was out in the military, and he was having an issue getting his bench press going up. And he's like, yeah, so I'm talking to the guys, they're doing CrossFit, we're doing stuff. And like, what can I do to get my bench press to go up? And the guy said, stop bench pressing and do back squats. Do heavy back squats and do them a lot. And he's like, that's stupid, but I'm going to try it. Because that guy is big. And sure enough, his bench press goes up. So back squat has heavy back squats to proper depth with proper form. So there is a lot of stupid back squats you can do. The one, I'm not sure, I'm going to show you in this. So can I even get in here? So this is my least favorite back squat that everyone does. They get set up and they go, and they're like, yeah, I did a back squat. I did like 600 pounds. Did you see what I did? That's not a back squat. That's like half a twerk. I don't know what you're doing. That's not a back squat. Back squat is when your hips are even or below the top of your knee crease. So your hips drop down to just around your knee, right? And we have a coach watch for that. Stay on your heels. So there's things you can do to be smart. Don't overlift as you can. So as I've said before, I am not a fan of weight belts, of lifting shoes, of straps, of chalking up your face, taping your body. If you're hurt, don't tape yourself. Figure out why you're hurt and fix it. Don't tape it. If your grip strength isn't strong enough to hold and you got to use wrist wraps, strengthen up your damn grip, right? I mean, help your body get there. Yeah, and I get it. There are some cases where people like are overdeveloped one way or the other. This isn't that. This is, I'm helping a teenage boy lift, right? So back squat. It's your power lifts. Go Google what are power lifts. Back squat, deadlift, bench press. I would probably even remove deadlift if you're going to do a lot more back squats. And then I would add in bench or strict press, or maybe alternate those. So if I could pick one lift, it'd be back squat all the time. Do it right, do it heavy, do it super heavy. So like 2 rep maxes. So you build, and the way it would look is, let's say your 1 rep max, let's make it easy on me, is 100 pounds, because now my percentages work. So you're going to do probably somewhere between 20 and 50 lifts before you get into your actual lifts. Like you may get the bare bar, which, well, in this case, it's too heavy. So if your max is 100 pounds, you're not going to take a 45-pound bar and start with that. You'd probably start lighter. So let me come up with something a little bit more mathematically sound. So let's say your back squat is like 300 pounds. Then yes, you put the bar on the rack and you get it on your shoulders, right? And you've done stretching, you've warmed up, you've done other stuff. You've done 15 minutes of other stuff, including rowing, biking, jogging, stretching, mobilizing, all of that, right? Then you get the bar and you do 10 with just the bar. Good range of motion, hold your breath. You may even sit at the bottom, feel the weight. You may even do some tempo lifts where I'm going down slow and then exploding up. Totally fine. So there's 10 right there. Then you're going to build on weight, build on weight, build on weight. You don't want to do so much building that you're like doing 5-pound increments, because that would take a lot of time to get there. You also don't want to jump by 100-pound increments. So I did the bar, I do 145, 245, 300. That's right. So there's a smart lifting sequence. It's not complicated. You can look it up. Say, hey, what percentages should I use to warm up to my 1 rep max or 2 rep max, right? I would test the 1 rep max every once in a while, but the 1 rep max shouldn't be the goal every time. It should be lifting under that load. So the back squat, 2 rep max is a great way, 3 rep max, so 1x3 or 1x2, but there's a lot of lifts to get there. Then in the other days, you're probably doing that larger set, so it's a set of like 20. So it's a totally different type of stress on your legs, right? And then I've already said this before, lots of rest. So the big thing is they were asking, so what about like, you really want to grow that bicep? Should they be doing bicep curls? Man, if they've only got a little bit of time in the gym and they want to get big, well, unless they're in arm wrestling and that's what they're into, then yeah, I would, it depends. Bicep curl. But back squat, strict press, there's your 2, then leave the gym if they're only going to take that much time. And doing it correctly is probably going to take an hour to 2 hours of actual lifting, because you have to rest between your sets. Otherwise, you're going to fail too early. Now, you can do something. So people get this confused too. So let's say we're doing a 5x5. So you're doing 5 sets of 5 reps. If you do it right, then that 5th set, 4th rep, you might fail. That's great. That means you're pushing that upper boundaries. Maybe you should rest a little bit more, or maybe you did everything right and it's just heavy. That's good. That's what you want. So you didn't finish the 5x5, but you finished it in terms of what I needed to do, right? So you're done. The next time you do that, you lift the same thing and you beat it. And if you can't, then stay there. That's a linear progression model, right? If you can't beat it, don't lift more. If you can, lift more. Okay, so back squat, military press, strict press, whatever you want to call it. Bench press is okay too. If you're going to do the bench press, the thing I would caution all you guys, almost everybody will throw their arms way up. Yep, you can totally lift more, and you're actually going to rain your shoulders. So reduce the weight a little bit. Don't bring it so close in. You're doing like a in-close tricep push-up, but you can go about 45 degrees, and then it'll be much better for their shoulders. So the thing that irritates me most about high school sports is it matters so much. Man, it matters. I gotta do everything. That guy's about to score and I need to do whatever, and there goes my body. I broke my arm, my shoulder's out of, I've torn my AC because I slit, whatever. It matters so much. No, it doesn't. I've got perspective with all this gray hair. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, play hard, do your best, don't do stupid stuff. In lifting, man, everyone does a lot of stupid stuff. Sometimes, and this isn't true for everybody. Like I know at Cherokee Christian, the coaches did a lot of CrossFit. So Coach Alex, man, he's awesome at lifting. Coach Payne, who's now down at high school in, I forget where it is, but it's in the South somewhere. He knows how to lift. He's done CrossFit. He's been coached. He's coaching. Those guys are good. Sometimes it's just a dad who's a teacher who's in the gym and he's like, lift, right? You want to avoid that. That is a definite recipe for disaster. Usually when we have boys come in for our summer strength, we have to correct a lot of stuff before they can lift well. Girls, we don't, because they don't usually lift. So it's like, hey, I'll listen to the coach tell me, oh, okay, I'll do that. It's great. So it is kind of funny because usually in the stage of the teenage world, girls go through puberty a little bit faster. So they actually can lift more when they're on the younger side. So like 6th, 7th grade, or 8th grade even, they're lifting more than the boys, which really pisses them off, but it's pretty funny. Now when you get into high school, it changes for sure, but Anyway, lifting is great for everyone. So I have a scenario for my soccer team. So I coach 2008 B team girls over at Cherokee Impact. So this summer we're taking summer strength and I'm making it soccer strength. We're going to do this same thing with a little bit of tweak. So I know that our run form is, for some of the girls, is messed up. So I can make them faster just by fixing their form. It's actually not that hard, but it just takes time. And when you're coaching soccer, like, hey, I need you to be able to pass and trap more than I need you to run, because passing is a whole lot faster than running. Though I need to fix that too. There's so many things you need to fix, and your hierarchy needs passing and trapping is more important than running. When you're tired, I can just sub you. If you can't pass or trap, I can't sub out of that. So that's totally different. But in the summer, we're gonna add running. So Tuesday and Thursday we'll do some run form in maybe a less of some of the CrossFit workouts, because I want to make sure that they get that run form. We're also gonna add running in nearly every day for the soccer girls because, I mean, they're running, right? So we're out of season, but we're still, running's a part of it. The strength is a part of it. The strength is, yes, they're gonna make them more powerful. They're gonna be able to run faster. They're gonna be able to push harder. But big thing is it's gonna protect their knees. So thing you can learn for the boys that are lifting, like, hey, what should I do and what should I be lifting? It depends. The girls are gonna have a little bit different because they're soccer focused, but everyone has the same idea of being safe. So I talked about the shoulders. I talked about the coach having that lift form correct. There's so many ACLs, MCLs, and everything that gets blown out. You can fix a lot of that by being stronger. So we're training our sports, but we're not training the strength to keep that athletic prowess going. So there's a lot of twists and turns. And you need to just make sure, especially your knees for soccer or well, for many sports, maybe not swimming. I think your knees in swimming are probably okay. I don't know anyone that's thrown out, probably somebody has ripped their MCL, ACL, whatever, swimming, but I would imagine that would be tough to do. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, back squat. Going back to the lifts, what should I do? Back squat, bench press, a great one, military press. There are other things. If I could only do one lift, period, that's it. I could just go in. I had, 20 minutes in the gym. I would actually do an Olympic lift, like either clean and jerk or preferably snatch. Squat snatch, so I'm down in the bottom of the squat, not a muscle snatch or power snatch. But that's me. So that's I mean, if you look at the muscle firing on an Olympic lift, it's awesome. I'm also not trying to bulk up or get big. I'm fine where I am. I'm actually would rather stay at this weight and not move up. The other part that you have to do for this is eat. This creates bad habits. I think in the other video I talked about cueing those up. Only create the habit of eating with cues that you can get rid of. So when you're done with it in the summer or done with this whatever, you can stop eating like that. So it's shameful when usually this is wrestling or football, create eating habits to help the sport but not help the kid. Yeah, it helps the kid right then, but it's super detrimental for their relationship with food for the rest of their life, right? So you want to create cues that you can get rid of. For example, I bring that protein extra shake to the gym, and when I'm done working out, I drink it. That's the cue, is I'm done working out. So when I stop working out, the drink's not made anymore. I don't have it, right? It's a cue I can get rid of. So cue, ritual, reward. If I'm doing zero period at school, then I'm gonna eat a crap ton in the morning before I go because I'm waking up, right? And so maybe even I add in some push-ups, I eat a bunch, and then I go. That's the cueing, right? That ritual is getting to the gym and working out, right? And the reward is the gains. But when the cue of, there's no more zero period, I'm in college, and there's no such thing as the AM. It's only 12 p.m. and that's when the day starts. Then you won't have that desire to eat, right? So you can help yourself with cueing. I don't think I have the book. Yeah, it's in the other room. But it's Atomic Habit and Power of Habit. Those are great ones to read. So that's what I would do. If you guys have questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to give you the Swole 30 from Tim Nickerson. It's great for anybody. It's great for any teenager. Really wouldn't do it if you're 50. Probably not the wisest choice of how to start your fitness journey by gaining a ton of weight. Though getting stronger is great, but you don't have to do it with weight. We're talking about that 5'5", 100-pound boy who's trying to move through. Or you could be a girl on the smaller side too and say, hey, I want to grow. This works the same way. Ooh, if you're already a larger kid going through puberty, right, then you don't probably need the eating portion of it. I would clean up the eating and change that, and the lifts are still important. So again, it depends. And that's why you should have a coach and a mentor so they can give you real advice. All right, take care.